Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. So today I thought I should discuss something that hopefully will benefit us as we make application and want to be shortlisted for interview. But before I continue, my name is Dr. Emmanuel Obodo. I'm a specialty biomedical scientist and I'm also a lecturer in biomedical science here in the United Kingdom. So let's get into this. I'm going to be talking to us what I think, in my own opinion, you need to do if you want to be shortlisted for an interview. Many of you guys have made many applications and there has been this complaint about you've not been shortlisted, you don't know what the problem is. I'm going to highlight some few points of what I think could be the problem. Number one, supporting information. That is an opportunity given to you to provide detailed information or more information that could support your work, that could enhance the opportunity of you being shortlisted. So with your supporting information, you need to be detailed, okay? You need to use example where possible. Your supporting information should be highlighting, okay, a number of things like maybe the BMS, the HCPC, the ISO laboratory standard, all the possible regulatory bodies, of course, the equipment used in the laboratories or the department you are making that application, okay? So I already had a video on that, so you can look at that. But yes, so your supporting information can be one of the problems. So if you don't have a good supporting information, you are likely not to be shortlisted. So therefore, to be shortlisted for an interview, you need to have a good supporting information. Number two, your work experience. When you write your work experience, you should be very detailed, okay? Your work experience should be able to, say a number of things, and what your work experience should be communicated, should be something that is consistent with where you are making that application. For example, if you live in Philippines, or maybe you live in Canada, or you live in Australia, or you live in Africa, wherever you live, okay? So if you want to make application, what you should be asking yourself, what is the type of working experience that is required? For example, what are the type of working experiences required here in the United Kingdom? And that is what your working experience should be showing. So if your working experience is not giving that detailed information of what is going on in the United Kingdom or in any country where you are making that application, is most likely you are not going to be shortlisted, because the person they want to shortlist or the person they want is someone that has understanding of what is going on in that pathology laboratory or in that country, okay? The next thing we're going to look at is this. Sometimes when you make application, they ask questions. There are some questions they ask you during that application. Sometimes what many of you guys do is you are very in a hurry to start answering those questions, and sometimes you don't know that that question they are asking you as you are making that application or during the process of that application is part of the things that they're going to consider if they are going to shortlist you. Therefore, when you see those questions they are asking when you are making application, if you don't know the answer, I would suggest that you spend time to find out the best answers to put there, and that will help to enhance your opportunity or your chances of being shortlisted. And most times I'm going to say such questions, when you are answering them, try to also use example, because it will give you an opportunity to become practical in answering that very question. I hope that makes sense. Another point there is that because we have some other colleagues who are making similar applications and we ask questions and this person can tell you what he or she has done, okay, sometimes we are tempted to duplicate informations. And if you duplicate that information, it may not go well, okay, when the panel start looking at it. Let me explain what I mean. For example, you have maybe more than 2 people or 3 people or persons, okay, making application in one company or hospital, and that application you guys have made as friends or maybe people you know wherever you get the information, and the panel start going through the application and find out that there were a number of places that suggest that you guys copied yourself or you guys are repeating yourself, are saying the same thing. It suggests that there is cheating, and that may affect your application. So avoid duplicating information from colleagues. I hope that makes sense. Yeah. When you are also making application, there's also another thing to consider. Remember that in pathology laboratory, we have different departments: hematology, microbiology, histopathology, and all of that. When you make application, your application is likely to be stronger if you make it to be that position you are applying is your area of specialty. Okay, I usually say that when you make application, especially when it comes to your current experience or when you come to your recent experiences, it is always important, okay, for you to highlight that the area of specialty is that area you are making that application. If you are making application in microbiology, it will be good if your area of specialty is microbiology when you are making that application, especially for your current experiences, okay, or your recent experiences. Okay, so what that means that if you present it as though you are multidisciplinary, you are flexible, you can work in every department, you are multidisciplinary trained, even though that might sound good, it doesn't mean that you cannot be shortlisted that way. But in most cases, if you highlight the point that position you're applying is your actual area of specialty, it can also increase your chances of being shortlisted for interview. Okay, now when you are making applications, spend time in your application. What it means that you need to be detailed in your application. Sometimes we are always in a hurry to make application. You might say that you have made 20 application or 50 application or 100 application. It may not really mean so much if you have not considered spending time and being detailed and making your application. What I mean is that when you make application, spend time, take your time, make sure you are detailed, make sure that the information you are giving are required information. Every information should be supporting your application. So when you put information that is not supporting your application, that is not very helpful. And that is where every information you are giving, you should be detailed, and where possible, in most cases, use example. But let it be that the application is well prepared, you spend enough time in preparing it. That way you also increase your chances of being shortlisted. Okay, now in the application there's always this place for training courses. Sometimes many of you guys don't put your trainings. It's important that you put your training. In fact, where possible, put your recent training, because that is demonstrate that you are, is a form. Remember that those trainings are form of CPD. So when you put your trainings and you have a lot of trainings and you highlight them, okay, with the date and what you did and how you did it, okay, that is a form of CPD that can also support your application. Let me explain what I mean by this. Sometimes many of us think that the training that we have is not biomedical scientist training. It may not necessarily go to matter. Let's say, for example, you have done training when you are doing healthcare job or any job, even if it is cleaning job, whatever thing you are doing, but you have done training. Any training that you have done, okay, that is necessary, it is important you put it there. Let me explain it this way. Let's say that when you went for your, before you started working in cleaning company, or before you start doing your healthcare job, you've done training on fire, service, okay, fire, type of fire, and how to quench fire and all of that, fire health and safety. It is important you put it, because it is also necessary even in biomedical scientists, as a department. Okay, so that is also important. Now, if you talk about something like conflict resolution or any kind of trainings, okay, don't be shy, put it there, because it supports, it shows that you are keen to being updated, you are keen to, continuous professional development. So put it there, don't be shy, and try to put current trainings as well, and put as many as possible. That will also help to increase your chances. I hope that makes sense. Yeah. Another aspect is that you must be willing to attend the interview, of course, in person, because, the issue of COVID has actually drastically reduced. And because it has reduced, most of these very hospitals, okay, or institutions or companies, they want you to attend in person, okay? So you must be willing to attend interview in person. And of course, if they grant you virtual interview, fair enough, but be willing to attend interview in person. Of course, that will also help, increasing your chances of being shortlisted. Let me explain what I mean. So to be shortlisted, for example, if you are not within the country, it may affect you, okay? But if you are within the country, there's a possibility that can also support your application, because they know you can be able to attend that interview in person, okay? Finally, if you want to be shortlisted for interview, what I'm going to tell you that stop trying to make application only in the area where you live, okay? So for example, you live in London, you want to make application only around the London areas. Don't do that, okay? Or maybe you live in any city where you live. Quit making application only in that city, around that city, especially if you don't have UK experience or if you don't have that country experience. So what I'm going to tell you, apply for all the jobs. Don't even think about it has to be hematology, it has to be microbiology, it has to be histopathology. Don't do that. In my own opinion, if you think that would be a good advice, I would say take it. So what I would suggest is that if you really want the job, apply for all the job under NHS job, okay? All the biomedical scientist job, apply for all of it, whether it is histopath, whether it is micro, whether it is hematology, whether it is immunology, anyone apply, all the job that is there. Be up to date with the advert. Make sure that all the jobs you've applied for it. What you are going to do that, make sure that you continue to edit each of the application. For example, you can have supporting information for biochemistry, you can have supporting information for microbiology, and so on and so forth. And again, you also edit your working experiences so that it can reflect each of these ones. So you use anyone that is relevant depending on what you want to apply. I believe that if you do this, obviously, another thing that if you really want to be shortlisted is that you have to continuously be consistent. Don't give up in your in making application, irrespective of your experience or the feedback or being told you are not successful. Don't worry so much about it. Continue making that application, and before you know what is happening, you will see you are going to be given opportunity to attend an interview. I hope with this point you will be able to utilize the information here and act on that, and hopefully that will be able to contribute in your journey of securing a job as a biomedical scientist or even any other job. Thank you very much. Till I come back your way again, please can I ask you to like, share, and subscribe. I wish you all the best. Bye-bye.